We are live. I think I need to actually take this off. I think we're ready to go. We done it.
Hello there.
Hey, Sheena.
How are you? I am absolutely shaken. So, if you're watching this, please send us lots of love in the comments. We are so nervous, but delighted and honoured to be here on behalf of Laurie and Taylor Thompson today.
And I'm so thrilled and honoured that I got this far. You would not believe what we were trying to do in the background. So I know what Sheena is and I am. We are honoured, but we are extremely nervous. So we would absolutely love for everybody that's listening in on all of the platforms to comment in the chats. Let us know you're listening in and where you're listening in from. And also, if we can't see your name, you just need to click on the little StreamYard link at the top just to give StreamYard permission so we can give you maybe a little shout out and show it up on the screen. So, as I said, really nervous and we're not scripted. We are going to just share from the heart tonight and we hope we do some justice show. So, Shin, over to you.
Yeah, so like Sandra just said, we would absolutely love interaction. We would love to hear where you're all listening from. We know there is people from all ends of the globe, and we would love to hear from you, see where you're from, put up your flags, let us know where you're coming from, and just enjoy this experience. We want to enjoy it. We are so honored. I think speaking for myself and Sandra, we were so starstruck when we met Laurie and Taylor. And I think that, we've come a long way that we've been able to come on and host this. We are so honored to be able to do that. But we are so delighted to be here and to hopefully share with you all, what we have, our takeaways, I suppose. And one of the things that I love to talk about is how far we've come, because like I said, I was so starstruck the first time I was even on a Zoom call with Larry and Taylor. It was, there was lots of people on there and I was so nervous. I was afraid to move. But through this academy, through this book club, through the training, it has built us up that we actually put ourselves out there to say, yes, I'll do it. I'll absolutely do it, because that's the training you get. And I'm actually away tonight with friends. I could have said, you know what, I can't do it, and chickened out, but we don't grow unless we push ourselves out of our comfort zone. I think that's what we all get through this book club and academy. So we're going to start off tonight talking about my favourite subject in all of this, and it's employing yourself. And it's in the book, this amazing book. Even though I'm away, it comes with me everywhere. And we actually started without the book, Sandra, didn't we? We didn't have a book.
No.
So for me, I suppose it was listening to podcasts. It was just having the Zoom calls. And I'm unable to see the comments below, so I'm not ignoring any comments. I hope everyone's giving us lots of love in there. But it's like when you start using these fundamentals, you start to realize that every single one of them come together. But employ yourself really stood out to me, because I'm not sure about you, but when you join, whatever business you're working with, it's completely new. It's so new. We don't know what we're doing. We just be taken by the hand, we be guided, and we start to do the best of what we can. And what happens is we sometimes come dependent on people. And I don't know about you, but I was so afraid to do the wrong thing, to say the wrong thing. And that's my biggest takeaway from this book club and everything that goes with it, is because you are good enough as you are. Anything that you feel you need to say is coming from your heart. It's the right thing for you. So the person that receives it will receive it well. So you do not need to worry. You just need to employ yourself. The mental crutches that we talk about, the Larry 1 and the Larry 2. Yes, we all need reminded sometimes, because we can lie to ourselves, we can make excuses. And you know what? Your habits are what equals your income. So it's completely down to us. Would you agree with me, Sandra?
100%. And for me, I suppose, like you, as you said, we got started in the academy. We didn't have the book, we didn't have the Friday night book club, and we hadn't even got the deep dives at that stage. We just had there were definitely our online uplines, because we were asking so many questions, and we still can. And that's what I absolutely love about this community and this environment. For me, I suppose Larry talks about being found dead on the side of the road, and network marketing was ready to do that to me. Not literally dead on the side of the road, but I suppose to take people back, when I joined network marketing, it had all the fluff, it had all the fuss. It was the Lamborghini bikini. I was bombarded with, this bonus and that bonus, and this girl is going here because she's reached the top for a company. And yeah, it looked amazing, but I never ever felt that I could get there. I never felt that I could build a business because I just didn't think I was good enough. And it's the habits that I had, the bad habits I had developed when I joined this business, when I was a businesswoman now, didn't serve me well. And it took the focus group and the teaching from Larry and Taylor for me to understand that it's just small, simple habits of doing the right thing every single day and doing your work every single day and not doing all the fluffy stuff on social media, because that's not what's grown my business since I got started. And I just love the simplicity of it. I loved that it's a foundation for a really, really strong business. And I love that now I know I can bring somebody into my team and into my business. I don't need to train them. I don't need to give them a system. I don't need to give them a script, because for years, and I know Sheena, you would be the same. When I was speaking to somebody in network marketing about our product or our business, and I was asked a question, I was going to my upline and asking them the answer. And that's what this has given me, and I know it's given you as well, is that self-responsibility, that we don't need anybody else to build our business. We don't need anybody else to promote our product or our business. We can do it ourselves. And now anybody that joins our business is doing it themselves. And it's so freeing. I know it is for you as well, Sheena. You're a busy mother, and you don't want to be on your phone all the time. You want to build a business that's going to build into the future, and it's going to build strong, because the people that you're bringing them in the way you want to bring them up. And Larry always talks about that.
Absolutely, Sandra. And everything you say there, I can relate to. I think sometimes when we're speaking, we start sharing stories from what we remember. And I think that's what we learn in the academy as well. We see everything in pictures, everything in the book club, everything in the book, the mental projector. What's in your film? What are you thinking about? What are you hearing? So I think when you are listening to us today, it's completely from our own experiences from last year. We've been doing this maybe along with some of you for this long, or some of you might only be doing it a while, but there's lots of things that you will hear. And the one thing that I want people to think about now is, if you're hearing all of this stuff and you're like, what is this about? Like, I'm not getting this. Is this going in? No, this isn't going in. Just keep reading the book. Keep listening to the audio. Whatever it is you have, it all falls into place. And I think it's very important to share that, because sometimes, when we hear about the gig economy, we're like, what's that? What is that? And you might even start Googling stuff. You're not getting the right answers. But when you hear it over and over again, and I love Larry and Taylor's teachings because it's all repetitive. It's the same thing all the time. I don't know about that. All I know is, and I think that's one of the crutches that we all had holding on to our upline. What do I say here? Like those scripts you were talking about, Sandra.
Yeah.
There was a script and an answer for everything. And I know that's sometimes good for people. I'm not knocking what people do, but you just never know then if you're confident enough to answer questions when you're caught in the hop. So you never get confident, I think is what I mean. And so we start doing the 7 diseases of attitude. It's the worrying, it's the complaining, it's the, all of these things that I love about this book is every chapter you go into, it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I mean. And it starts to relate in your brain. You start to see what you did. And when you start to see what you did and how you can start changing that, that's when the magic happens. So that's why it totally excites me, this book. I mean, we read this book every day. And I think it doesn't matter. Like, I hear some of the girls saying, oh my goodness, the last time I heard this, I heard something else. Now I'm hearing something completely today, and that's what I love about it, because it's always going to be relatable. And I think when you're relatable, everybody gets it.
Yeah. And it meets you where you're at, and that's what I love, because you mentioned we read it every morning together, and that's what I love. A group of us now, and we constantly read it. And before, the old distributor would have said, right, what book am I going to read next? And I don't think of any other book. This is it. This is the foundation. And I love that it does meet you where you're at. And why it meets me where I'm at is I'm in action mode. And I'm not trying to learn it first and then go out and do my job description. I'm constantly doing my job description, and then I'm adapting how I'm showing up every day based on what I hear in the book. And it's the same thing every single day, where I might just need that little reminder of the bologna sandwich, eat the crust
Yes.
first, or the mental projector, or the goal mine attitude. Like some days, have I really got a goal mine attitude? Am I sharing what I have with everybody like it's a gold mine and it's filling up constantly? And I really, really love that concept, to have that passion. And what you mentioned there actually about, I don't know about this. All I know is, I think for me, the key changer for me was, before, when I was promoting our product and our business, we were always talking about the big marketing plan, or when we were talking about the product, we were always talking about these amazing results. And all we know about is our own story, sharing our story and what it's done for others. We don't know exactly what it's going to do for the person that's going to take our product. We don't know exactly what the business is going to do for somebody that joins our team. But all we know is what we've done and what we have achieved. And I think when you bring people in on that idea, you don't give them false hope, and they stay around. Whereas the old way, people were expecting this amazing result within 2 days, or they were expecting to hit the top of the business within 6 months. And it's false hope. And that's how I think people may not stay around before, but now, based on the foundations, they're coming in on a realistic idea of, well, this has happened for her. If I only got a little bit of that would be amazing. And that's what I love about that. You really are, you're sharing it in the right way, based on the foundations.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing there, when you're speaking, I'm like, yeah, there's all these things
I
clocking up
know.
in my head. I'm like, yeah. But I don't want to miss one of them. But when you're speaking there, and I'm sure, like, let us know in the comments, is this relating to you? Have you been there? And, you might just be listening in today. You might have heard this before, and it might just be brand new to you. But I promise you, like, the more you hear things like this, it's right across the board. Like, it's not just in your business, it's in all things of life. And when you said there about, I don't know about, I don't know what it's going to do for you. Like, that's just not related to your business. This is everything you do. It's like people say, if you're recommending a restaurant or something, oh my goodness, you're going to absolutely love the dish that I had. It was X, Y, and Z. Their taste buds are completely different to yours. You do not know if they're going to enjoy it the way you did. So it's the simplicity of it. And when you get settled in that, like, I don't know what it's going to do for you, but this is what I thought about it. That's so much more easier to say. Like, people can comfortably say that, because if you're just brand new trying to promote something and you're not that sure yet yourself how excited you are about it, it's very hard for you to give that false hope to people. So I think hearing that over and over again really settles the mind. And this is where you can laser point all of that down through your organization, where everybody's singing off the same hymn sheet. So it just keeps filtering out, and that's where you get the multiplication. And I think that's what we probably both want to walk on with next, because we have both seen massive multiplication in our businesses when we put these few steps into place. And, one of the big things was problem solving. Like, problem solving, we all know, brings maturity. Maturity brings us personal growth. Personal growth brings us production. And we all want to be doing income producing activities, like every single one of us. That's why we do this. Let's not kid ourselves. We want to grow and we want to, succeed. So when you can start filtering that out through your business, like, that's a game changer. That's a whole new level, because what you're feeding into your organization, or the people, that you're trying to bring along with you, you're feeding that from where your perspective comes from. Because remember, it's all new to them. It's all new to you when you start. It was all new to Laurie and Taylor one day. But when you learn from the best, that they're saying, you know what, this is exactly how you problem solve. You don't need to, you need to stay stable, and you need to say, okay, this is how it works for everybody. You're not going to have your little pet dog, as Larry talks about. I always think of him when he says that. Your pets, the one variable is you. So you need to make sure that you're doing it right across the board. You're implementing this throughout your whole organization, and then everybody knows where they stand. And I suppose that's, For things to change, you've got to change. All of these things come together. And for things to get better, you've got to get better. So like, for instance, for us, I suppose, doing this call this evening, it's like the little bit of speech going on the shoulder. Oh my God, could I do it? Could I do it? Of course you can do it. Absolutely anyone can do it. You just have to step up the mark. Yes, you'll be shaking. Yes, you'll be nervous. It's so scary. But if you don't put yourself out there, each time it's going to become easier. So wherever you need to go, you need to take the jump. You need to take the challenge, and you've got everything within you to do it. So
Amazing.
like, it's you know what I'm trying to say.
I do, and I can see the confidence in you, Sheena, because I've had the pleasure of working alongside you for so long, and I can see such a difference in you since we started the academy, and even coming on, and the way you speak, it's so empowering to know that just this basic training has completely changed you, and I can see your team growing, and you've become a phenomenal leader, and you've become a phenomenal leader because you're you, and that's what I really believe. You're being yourself, and you're authentic to yourself.
Sandra.
And I want you to know there is the messages and the comments are blown up. I know you can't see them, you'll be able to read them back, but people are absolutely blowing it up. And just to touch on, I suppose, and get a little bit more interaction as well, is I'd love to know in the comments if there's anybody watching now that, whether you're in the business a long time in network marketing or you're new to network marketing, do you find yourself days where it's the end of the day and you've done absolutely no income producing activities? Because Sheena's touched on those, because there was days when I've been like that, and you're watching what everybody else is doing on social media that's in your company or in your business, and you've done absolutely nothing. You've reached out to absolutely nobody. And then you get into your head and you start thinking, I can't do this. After a few days, I can't do this, because you haven't reached out to anybody. So, you're not getting results because you're not doing the work. So I'd love to know if there's anybody that feels like that, because that's exactly where I was. I had got to a point where I had said, right, I've done it. I'm in this business certain length of time, and I've earned some income, and my business had fallen back. It'd been a long time since I brought anybody into the team. It'd been a long time since I brought in a huge amount of customers. So I had hit a wall, and I felt like that was it. That was my limit, and that was my ceiling. And I suppose when the academy came along, I jumped at it, because I always jump at something new, something fresh. Well, not anymore, because I don't go down that shiny object syndrome road anymore. But when the academy came, I had heard Larry and Taylor speak once before. Remember that we had them on a call, and a team call, well before we got involved, and they really
I still have the notes
me.
from that. It was amazing.
They really excited me. So I was like, right, I'm going to give this a go, and I'm going to give it 100%, and I'm going to commit to myself that I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever they say I should do, and see, does it work? And this is it. This is the final hurrah. And I did, with blind enthusiasm, like you said it to me earlier on today. I jumped straight in, and I'd done everything that they said. And I really, really devoured we didn't have the book, but we had the audios. We could listen to the audios through the academy, and I listened to them every single day. And it's when we talk about employ yourself, just going back to the title, and Larry 1 and Larry 2, because I had listened to Larry, I could hear Larry speaking to me on my shoulder every single day. And it was, are you doing that? Are you pointing one finger out and speaking to new people every single day? And that's what I'd done. And it was I can't even remember now. It was in, I think, July or August, I'm not sure. I doubled my income from the time I started the academy. I am naturally bringing in new customers now, and my customers now are becoming part of my team and my organization. And it's with little effort whatsoever. It's just following the basics that Larry and Taylor have taught us. And when they come in, then, like, I know this is happening throughout your team, Sheena, when your girls are joining as customers and becoming team members, they're naturally sharing the product before they're even team members, and they're naturally sharing the business opportunity because of the way you shared it with them. So if you are like I was, and you're sitting and you're not in production mode, and you are in production mode for a few days, and then you fall off the wagon for another few days, I promise you buy this book and you engross this book, you will become self-responsible. And that is one of the biggest lessons I took from it is self-responsibility. It's not my upline's responsibility. It's not my sidelines. It's not my downline. It's not my customer's responsibility. It's not my husband's or my daughter's. It's my responsibility to do my job description every single day and follow the fundamentals that are in the book and build. I know I'm going to build an incredible organization and I'm going to leave a legacy. And I didn't believe that for a long time before I found the book or the academy. So I'm not biased or anything, but if you haven't got the book, buy the book.
So exciting. I love to hear you saying that, Sandra, because it's so, and thank you so much. Likewise, yourself, I can see you growing as well. And, I think we both always had it within us. Like we always did. And every single person always has it within them. But it's that belief. And when you start something new and you get some success, and obviously, as Larry says, things go up, they have to come down. And you're always going to get that squiggly line that we talk about. But you grow through that. And the only time that you fail is if you quit. We all know that. And it takes such strength sometimes to get up and do it again. But I can tell you, when I started with this academy, my team was starting to move again, but never moved the way it did throughout working with the book club and the academy and everything, and Larry and Taylor's trainings. And, amazing mentors I always did have, but I just depended on them too much. And I think we all had the knock-on effect of them becoming our mentors and all of our mentors, because it was just filtering down through the system. But one thing you talked about there, and it was like how we reached the point where we employ ourselves. We all know, like, I've always been such a hard worker. I've always earned for myself. I always wanted to have my own stuff. But it's very hard to keep being Larry one. Like, it really is. You have to keep pushing yourself every day.
Yeah.
And you always have to, have that conversation with yourself. We all do it. We're only human. We're never going to change. But it's just important to have the conversation and not walk away, because every day you're delaying your success. And the one thing that always feared me, because I always worked while doing this business up until a year and a half ago, I worked in an office as well. And I have 5 kids, so I was busy enough, but I found a way to do this as well because I wanted more choices. And when you have fun, dissatisfaction, challenge, dissatisfaction, job dissatisfaction, we all want something more. And that's strong enough to keep driving you forward. And I always knew I wanted to do it. I always knew I was never going to quit, but I didn't know how I was going to become that leader that I wanted to become. And the one big takeaway for me a year and a half ago was, Sheena, employ yourself. We can all get excited. We can all see people growing. We can see team moving. And then we sit back and we start worrying about what they're doing. We start becoming the boss. What are you doing? What are you saying? How many messages have you sent? And, we really don't need to become that person. We just need to keep moving our own feet and let people follow. Because when we move our lips, people don't watch that. They watch our feet. And that's where we need to keep moving forward. And, I think we all know that. But when you actually have a good look at what that is, and maybe, believing in yourself and becoming that leader, how can you decide that you will be that leader? Just overcome all the obstacles that come with it. And that's what really helped me. So when I employed myself, I decided, okay, the hours I put in at the office, I put in at my business. You might say, oh, well, where are you finding your team to do this? If you don't have a team, where's your customers? Start becoming the person you want to be by going on the Zoom calls with the customers. Making it up in your head that these are all my team, but they might just be potentials. And become that person that you want to be. And I heard that so many times, but when I made the decision, that's when things changed. And like a lot of people say, the first 90 days, it was keep on going. And you were so excited waiting on to get into that second 90 days. And my goodness, I never believed what was going to happen. Like, I completely changed my business around. It 10x'd into that 90 days, the second 90 days, from just doing all of the teachings from the Academy and Larry and Taylor. So that was complete game changer for me. And you know what? Things could go downwards again. And whenever it does, we'll come back up. And that's just how life goes. And I think you just need to keep getting into that driving seat and going forward, because you'll only ever fail if you quit.
Yeah. And I love that. And when you say it could go down again, I have no fear of my business dropping now, because I have everything within the book and in the teachings that we've learned and in the academy
And you'll
that if it
spot it,
does,
Sandra. You'll spot it a mile away now because of the book.
yeah, if it
You'll
goes
see
down,
it.
you're going to build it back up, and you're going to build it back up stronger. I used to have the fear that I would fall down again. And I suppose to add to the end of that, and I love this line when you talk about what you've just shared. You can lie to everybody else, but don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
And I know, and I'd love to know in the comments if anybody has lied to themselves before. Oh yeah, you're getting on the team calls, you're getting on your company calls, and you're absolutely smashing it. But are you absolutely smashing it? Are you doing Facebook Lives, or making reels, or doing TikToks? Or are you really, really smashing it by reaching out to new people every single day and sharing what you found in your product or your business? So if that is you, and you aren't sharing what you have, have their sense of responsibility. I promise you. I have tried everything in the last 7 years of being involved in my company and in network marketing, and nothing has come close to the power of what this has given me, the training and the mindset. Like we chatted about this, it has affected every area of my life. I'm a better mother, I'm a better wife. And when we were listening to the audios, and when we got the book eventually, and I was getting into bed one night, my husband said, "That's not the lad you're after been listening to for the last few months, getting into bed with you." So
every night he goes to bed.
Every night he comes with us. But I just can't get across enough. The book is, I don't even know what it costs. This is free for anybody that wants to join this book club on a Friday night. It's a free resource. You have a free download. It's for free. It's just incredible. And we didn't have that at the start to share with any of our potentials or any of our team or our customers. So this is, for the mindset alone, as I said, a better mother, a better wife, a better friend, a better sister. It's an incredible gift you can give to anybody outside of network marketing if somebody wants to build a business or they don't. So if you're on tonight, share it with as many people as you can. There's so many stories in here, and recommend a book. I have no idea if you're going to get the same out of it as I did or Sheena did, but you're not going to lose anything by buying it or ordering it or having a read of it or even listening to the free download. You don't even have to buy the book yet. You can go to millionairetraining.com and you can download the free audio, the one chapter, and it's by far a really, really good one.
Yeah, and I think, Sandra, what I love as well to talk about is the gold mine attitude. That in itself, like, that completely changed things for me. And I think when you listen to that, you see the realness and the rawness of it. Thank God that was recorded, because I believe that has been a complete game changer, that everybody has, everyone that watches it, because I think not only do you see the rawness and, the struggles that there was back then, I actually even thought to myself one time, I wonder if I brought myself to a hotel room for 10 days and had no internet and just had to do this the way it was done back then.
Yeah.
How long would I last? Like, imagine not having this device. Imagine not having other people in the same place as you that you could call and just say, you know what, I'm not feeling the best. You couldn't even ring home. Like, there's so many things in that. And to leave, maybe your kids behind to go and do that. There's so many things. And I'm sure Larry wouldn't change any of them. They made him what he is today. But that gold mine attitude is so amazing.
It is.
The El Paso story.
Yeah.
And all of those stories combined, like, they are what absolutely makes everything so much clearer for me and how easy this business can be.
Yeah. And it's a reminder. It's a reminder to us all of exactly what we have, no matter what company you're in. Yeah. There is people out there that are deciding. It's the way Larry explains the stories, and I love it. It's a picture, and it's you can live in that moment. You can see yourself there when he's sharing the story. But there is people out there right now doing their food shopping, and they're choosing between 2 tins of peas, one for 59 cents and one for 39 cents.
Yeah.
No matter what company you're in, you have the vehicle for somebody to achieve an extra income. So why not share it with absolutely everybody and have that gold mine attitude that no matter how much money you take out of your company, they're filling it right back up. And there's, I don't know how many million they say in the gig economy that are right now going out and trying to achieve an extra income by using their underutilized asset, like your phone, like your car, like your house. So why
Everywhere
not
you
show
go.
exactly what you have and have
Mhm.
that attitude and move those pennies every single day? And that's the commitment I made, and I know you do it as well, Sheena, every day. And we show up for ourselves, no matter what
Yes.
our team is doing. Because for a long time, I know I used to always think, if my team done this, this, and this, I do this. You know, I don't. I do it
Mhm.
first myself, and then whatever else happens, happens. So
But the
yeah,
thing,
I absolutely love the go mine attitude.
yeah, and the thing is, you know, everyone needs to look at what they need from it, because when you're going well in your life and in your business, the kids, all your family, whoever it is that, you know, mean the world to you, get the best of you. And it's not only, you know, like I love being able to be there on the sideline when the kids are playing their football matches, no matter if it's in the morning, you know, when they've been off this week. I would have 2 years ago been at work. I would have had to organise the kids at home. I wouldn't have been able to take them to activities. So everybody's doing the right thing now because the world is changing. So it's definitely the phones, it's definitely your car, you know, that's creating that income, but it gives you that flexibility. And you know, I think the Zoom moment that we had in COVID made everybody realize that it's time to change things. There's no point in us killing ourselves working all of the time for little pay when we can do all of this with the simplest little pockets of time that we have left in our day to build it up. Obviously, if you're going to go hard or go home, you're going to put in more time. But you know, it's like you can do it with the little time. That's how we all get started. Those little pockets of time, and yeah, it's just been amazing having everything to do with this academy, the
Yeah.
Millionaire Training, the book club, and the book club's free. How amazing! Like,
I know. I hope we haven't vomited too much, Larry and Taylor, all over this live. But if anybody is listening, you will know that we absolutely, well, I hope you know
we
at
love
this
it.
stage, we absolutely love
We
it. Love it, love
metabolize
it,
it.
love it. And to think that we might have been a little bit nervous before we got started tonight, but
We've
I think
loosened
we're
up
half
now.
an hour in. Sorry?
We've loosened up a wee bit now.
Yeah. So I think we're half an hour in, Sheena, unless you have something else to share. We've had so many comments, and some of them are Facebook users, so I can't see your name, but thank you so much to everybody for all the love that you've showed and shared, and get tagging, get sharing this with your team, get your team to listen, you know,
Mhm.
and get them into whatever platform you've seen this on. The Millionaire Training.com Facebook page is free anyway, so you can add people in there and they can see this. It's on
Mhm.
Larry and Taylor's page as well, which I think is public also. So if you've anything else to say, Sheena.
No, that's it. Absolutely.
Okay.
Love doing this with you, Sandra, and I'm so honored to have been able to show up here today and to be a host alongside with you, Sandra. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone who contributed. It's so much easier when people start contributing and giving comments and giving us a wee bit of feedback, because it is so nerve-wracking. And I suppose everybody will be up here someday sharing that,
Yeah.
and that's the most amazing thing.
Yeah. And it is amazing to think that we came from Zooms where I remember that initial Zoom when Larry asked me a question, or I was asked to say something. I thought I was going to vomit because I
Yeah.
just thought these were amazing superstars, and they are superstars, but I couldn't even speak to them. I couldn't even get the words out. Now
You
to
know.
think that, you know, we would get a voice message from one of them and ask us, you know, to
Yeah.
come on this on a Friday night. So if you get asked that, do it. You will
Yeah.
feel so good afterwards. And, you know, as well, so honored to share the stage with you tonight, Sheena. We made it, we got there,
We did.
and the chats are blowing up. So I think we'll finish this off. We have something special. I think we're going to try and do it.
Yeah. I get giddy now. You go away there. You take it away there,
Giddy's
Sandra.
allowed. If you were beside me, I'd be Taylor and I'd be kicking you under the table. If
Yeah.
anybody's on the regular calls,
Kicking the
they know
ankles
I'm
of
in
me.
there. So Larry and Taylor always finish their call off with a lovely tagline, and we're going to try and give it a go. So if Larry and Taylor were here, they would say that they are here to grow you,
So you can grow your team.
to grow your check.
So you can grow your company.
Woo! We done it. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to end this broadcast.
Thank you
Thanks
so
so much,
much,
Sheena.
everyone. Take care. Thank
Bye.
you, Sandra. Bye.